Right then, hello and welcome. This is Don Dayglow unboxing the Behringer Crave, which has just arrived. It sounds lovely. I don't think many people in the UK have been, if any, have been able to get them until today. So today's a big day for Crave fans, I suppose. 140 quid. I think it's remarkable value so far. I'm very pleased with it. It's very simple on the back. Yeah, you got MIDI channel selector and an on and off switch, really, that's it. Oh, and a USB connection as well. You can send MIDI through that. MIDI in, MIDI out, MIDI through, that's there. What else have we got? We got your patch bay here. So that's your ins and your outs. Controls here, you can do stuff with the sequencer by CV, which is pretty cool. Obviously, you can control the LFO rate and the LFO type and all of that. And there's pulse width, saw, envelope, noise. Obviously you can have external audio as well patched and external CV controls patched, so if you've got other semi-modular stuff like the DFAM or whatever that I've got just sitting just there, then I'm going to have a lot of fun patching those together and seeing what happens. What else? Obviously we've got an oscillator. The VCO is here. Two shapes, square or triangle, and you can choose the modulation source to be either the envelope or the LFO and the amount of modulation that it applies. I've got an ADS envelope, attack, decay and sustain. Sustain can be on or off. I haven't really played around with that yet. I don't quite know how that affects the sound. And the LFO rate is obviously the LFO rate. Glide, nice to have a bit of glide. And the VC mix is just there. I haven't really played around with that either. Shape of the LFO I missed. So then we've got the sequencer. This is really cool. So you can make an arpeggiator, make an arp if you want by pressing the arp button. So what we can do now is let's just sort of start again with a fresh pattern. So shift, reset and pattern to clear the pattern completely. I'm going to try and make a 16-step pattern because I didn't realise you could until a second ago, and I think I figured it out. So could read a manual, but where's the fun in that? So we can press record and we can select the octave that we're in and other stuff like that. Let's start with a bit of bass. That's my step one. Okay, didn't actually take, but... And we'll put a rest in just to show that we can. And here's my 9th step. We'll take it to okay. I'm pressing the wrong button. I was pressing the reset button because reset and rest look very similar, which is obviously my mistake, but it is quite easy to glance and think that you're pressing rest. Anyway, let's make some more sounds happen. Okay, so we've got a very 16-step pattern here. Don't really know what it's going to sound like, but we'll play around with some of the features and with the controls here. I'm not going to do any patching at all just now. This is just the sort of the pre-calibrated sort of sound of the Crave, and you can do more stuff to it. But this is just this is an unboxing demo. wouldn't say that's a very aggressive attack. There's quite a lot of room here before you really get that attack rolling off the top front of the sound, the front end of the sound. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. The noise there sounding a lot, very familiar, sounding a lot like my my DFAM actually. Let's have a, this is the triangle. Let's have a listen to the square wave now. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, that's just a tune. Okay. Whoosh. That's nice. So then I've got my VCF being controlled by the envelope here. Pretty cool sounds. Whoosh. Pulse width modulation comes in here. Get really wide. Back towards the middle. So then you can imagine them modulating that through your CV controller or sequencer is going to sound pretty fat. That filter really does cut off. Ooh. Now, of course, we have the modulation controlling the frequency. And the LFO there as well. So that's controlling the frequency and the pulse width using the oscillator and the amount and the sort of the modulation source can be mixed here. Some pretty thick, broad sounds there. where the modulation polarity comes into its own. By reversing the shape of the modulation, you get that sort of sucking effect. Well, we do have. What do we have here? Oh, I see. Okay, that's just. I get it. I know why that was happening. I was a bit confused then. I thought it was nice opportunity to go through the actual waveform just with a constant note, but I wasn't sure why it was happening, and it's because I simply had VCA a mode set to on, which means that this VCA is up until I turn it down. But when the envelope is engaged, then it's only going to be on when the envelope works. Every day's a school day. I'm learning these things as we go, and I hope this has been useful. I'm very happy with this. Absolutely no patching yet either. I'll do another video with some patches too. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel and drop a comment or whatever. Tell me what you think. Cheers then.